Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Beal checking in with your first day of virtual learning for health. And there's a few things that we're going to be going over today just to discuss what that might look like, what is decision making and problem solving skills. And as fourth graders, you're going to have to start making more choices as you get a little bit older. You just got done watching a video, and hopefully this kind of gave you an inclination about what this lesson might be about. I want you to think about how many decisions do you think that you make in one day? You will know the answer to that at the end of the lesson. You can look on the very last slide and it will tell you, but I want you to make a guess first. So make that guess, put it in your brain, and then at the end, check it out and see how close you got. Maybe even ask your family members to join in. With decisions, your whole life, you're going to be making decisions. Okay, from the moment you get up in the morning to when you go to bed, as you're going to find out, there's lots of decisions to be made, and how many you're making a day is a lot. There's 4 steps that we want you to keep in mind. Okay, the first step is, what decision do I actually need to make? Okay, pretty easy. You're going to have lots of decisions. Number 2, what are my choices? Okay, for instance, am I going to wear a red shirt today or a blue shirt today? What are the pros or the good in each one of those decisions, and the cons or the bad things that might happen? So we refer to those as pros and cons. Pros being the good, cons being the bad. And we're going to discuss what that looks like in a scenario here in just a second. And then at the end, you're going to have to decide what the best choice is. And you're just going to have to go with it. For instance, I'm going to give you an example real quick. It's on the next slide. So when you get to it, you'll be able to kind of see it and what that looks like in a chart. The first choice that comes to, after school, you've been positioned with maybe doing homework or playing video games. And so what you're going to do is you would write down doing homework or playing video games in your chart. Okay? Then you have to piece it apart and take the first one, doing homework, for instance. You're going to do the pros or the good things about doing your homework first. Then you're going to do the bad, the cons or the bad, and put that in the chart as well. Then on choice 2, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to decide, is playing a video game, what are the good things that can happen with playing a video game? And then you're going to go through the bad things that can happen if you play a video game. Okay? So we are going to follow Amber's thinking in this choice. So the good thing about Amber choosing to do her homework first is that she'll get it out of the way right away. These are the things I would put down for the good. She would get it out of the way so she can play. That way it's done, right? You might be able to remember it a little bit better if you do it right away when you get home from school as well. And she wants to get a good grade. That would maybe be another pro or a good reason why she wants to get it out of the way. One of the cons, okay, the bad is that she doesn't really feel like doing it. So that's what she would write down for that. Okay, choice 2 is playing a video game. The pro or the good of that is it's fun, okay? It's really fun. The bad part about that is there's not enough time to do homework. This would be a con. Not enough time to do homework. Might get in trouble with mom or dad, or whoever's in charge of you. And you're going to probably, number 3, lose privileges at school because you're not going to get your homework done. So there are choices that you're going to have to make. And you have to decide in your brain, because you're not always going to have paper to write this down. But if you have paper, I've had to do this before, where you write down things on the right and on the left to decide, what am I going to do? What are the pros? What are the cons of each thing? And then you have to decide what the best choice is. And in this case, I think she's probably better if she gets her homework done first. And maybe you would agree. Now, you're going to be given a couple different scenarios. I have a scenario that you're going to fill out the chart that you just got done seeing, or on the next slide. And you're going to fill it out and send it back to me and just do the best that you can on it. I understand that if you need help, that's fine. Just ask mom and dad. So that's our first lesson.